Alrighty, back. I don't think I actually exited the game. I left it open. But we're back playing it now. We just killed all these harpies.
What's in here?
I don't even. I assume they were in uh, the pre-release. I just have never actually gone over here. Every time I've ever been in the Druid's alcove. But they were a fun encounter, honestly. Oops. I want my maul. And we're just gonna search them. I don't know what they would really have. But maybe there's a chest around, maybe there's treasure hidden, buried, or a body buried with magic items. Like up here, there's bones that we should search. It's probably where they eat, or they lure people to make them fall off the cliff, because that is what harpies do. Um, I don't need that ribcage. I'm gonna get rid of that ribcage. It's my bad. Not that I don't appreciate it. I just don't want it. See, that's what I want to search, Merkin. Oops, I got the hiccups. Got a little itch. A child? No. Yeah? That's odd. Ah, there it is. It's always some treasure. They really did. They ate a child. That's very harpy-esque. And it keeps going out farther this way, which makes me a little suspect that there might be some more treasure than I originally thought. There's a chasm, apparently. Crash ship reached. So the lines are a nice touch to studying, like, that's just how the water level has changed over time, the general degradation of water. Like the Grand Canyon used to be filled with water, but now it's just empty. Hmm. Ooh. There's a nest. I didn't even know. I was just kind of going. It makes sense that you have to, like, jump and do all
Let's
these
see what those harpies were hoarding.
color spray. Probably will. I want that. Don't need the bones, but I'm sorry. Miriam, I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've written. A lot has happened. First, some good news. Maggie Two Fingers won't be bothering you anymore. I paid her back in full. I'm sorry. She should have never have got your name in the first place. Now for the bad news, my love. I'm not coming home, not for a while at least. The money came from a mercenary group, and I've agreed to a couple jobs in the Icewind Dale in return. They paid me up front because they needed a warlock. They needed me. I took the deal that Cambion offered. I'm not going to say I had no choice because that would be a lie, but I don't regret it. I'm a new man. I feel strong for the first time in my life, aside from being awoken in the middle of the night by the smell of sulfur. I have no complaints. If you don't reply to this letter, I understand. And if you don't want me to come back at all, well, I understand that too. I love you, Mary, and I want you to be happy, even if it's not with me. Edmund. That's sad. Very warlock. Gives just enough to pique the curiosity, really, like get the idea of what happened, but not quite more than that. Let's go ahead and equip that item, that ring on Will. It's a good item to give him color spray because color spray has to be done so close within it's a 15-foot radius or something like that. It's better to be done up close. Um, hmm. Gale is probably never going to get that close, or at least I don't plan for him to get that close. We'll be right back. One of my friends, he works like I believe at his family's company in Arizona, and they 3D print a bunch of nerdery stuff, for people like me and all of us. So like 3D dice towers and all sorts of things. And he just sent a video of one of the things he 3D printed. It's a giant dice tower. It's really cool. Does it just pick up dice? Oh my gosh. Oh, it just holds dice. That's super cool. We always look, we're very supportive. Every time he sends us stuff that he's making, we're like, we will give you all our money. It's awesome. Uh, and it can roll them. That's super cool. This is a dice tower. It can hold a bunch of dice together of like d20s and whatnot. It'll hold like racks of them. And then, but it can also, you can unscrew the top and just dump them and it'll roll them for you. Really, really cool. But I gotta let the boys know I'm on Twitch in case they just want to hop in. Brandon, I really like when he comes in because he has great insight and it's fun to nerd out with him online and offline. He's just a good guy. And he's just one of the most supportive people. Really, all of these guys that I play D&D with and I hang out with, they're some of the most supportive people. The only reason I started streaming is because I was so excited for this game, and Brandon, in the middle of our text, since we couldn't play D&D that night, I told him I was going to play Baldur's Gate because it just dropped. And he was like, dude, stream it. And so I immediately looked up because we use StreamYard to communicate with each other. When in online D&D, because we use Roll20 and then we use StreamYard to actually see each other and talk, and it works better that way. And then I was like, oh, I can just use StreamYard, and so that's what I do now. And it's been a lot of fun, but it really only started because he was just like, oh, just stream it because he wanted to see it, and he knew I was excited about it, and so were the rest of the guys in the group chat. So that's kind of just how it happened. Bum bum, bum bum bum. I need to share to the boys. Bam. Always gotta let them know. Hmm. I'm going to check. I'm going to run the Twitch a little bit to see if if I ever do get comments. It's nice to have the stream chat open. Um, have like Stream Manager open so I can actually see what's going on. Um, but we've crawled our way up here. I don't need to do that. Just crawl our way back this way. Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. So, I think I need to jump across here too. The guy doesn't like the water. No one does. Uh, I need to tomorrow. I may stream just some D&D session prep stuff. I have a big session coming up. And it's like the final finishing up a little campaign I was running just to really hammer out higher level or mid level D&Ds. So characters like level 10 through 15, I had them sitting at 10 for a long time and played out and really hammer out combat before going into the campaign that we really started playing together for a long time. We played in this campaign for 2 years, took a break so I could really hammer out combat. This is where I was lacking the most. And even games like this are great inspiration for combat and the terrain, the way they utilize bad guys. Because even if you were to look at like this harpy combat that we just finished up, it would be seen probably as like not ideal. Like if you really wanted to make it challenging, none of the harpies would have came in that close. They would have waited till one of them their song came in, and the one person that got lured by their song, they would have ganged up on that one and probably flown him to the nest. Like that's the idea of how harpies work. But for a fun, interactive combat, a world building combat where you just get to explore the world and do maybe a little lore of like, well, who did these harpies kill? Who did these harpies kidnap? Who have been their main targets? All that stuff. It's like the way they did it in here, where the harpies just came right for you, is just as fine. You know, it's a fun combat. It makes you feel good. Oh, I took down these crazy, scary, monstrous bird people, and they're just such a notorious D&D monster that it's a great pick to put into the game in general. And it's a perfect location, crashed on the seacoast. Oh no, I've been at sea for so long. I haven't seen my family. I'm so tired. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I'm longing for contact with another human being. Harpies would definitely take advantage of that, as well as the rocky uh, base of it and cliff edges leading down to a depth that you can lure people to just walk off a cliff. Perfect harpy territory. So they really fulfilled it in that aspect of how a harpy operates in location. Their location's perfect in my mind. This is all my thoughts. Like how I would do it, the stuff that I think of when it comes to how does this creature work? How do they actually play out? Because in D&D, um, a lot of monsters are not going to fight to the death. The ones that fight to the death are the ones that know they will come back. That would be your fiends, because they'll go to hell and then come back. So they lose nothing. And then, nice. What a goofy hat. So goofy. We'll send that to Gale. Um, another. So those are the types of creatures that will fight to death. But bugs, monsters, unless they are just extremely aggressive and dumb, most will run away at the first sign of like resistance. They're like, I'm not winning this. I'm not getting anything from this. I leave. And that's worth looking into and thinking about. Your monsters in a video game like this, I doubt I will ever see an enemy run away. They will always fight to the death. They're always willing to give their life, even if it's just a bandit. Um, and that's one of the few things where, like in D&D, you actually get to play out like, what would this person actually do? Most people don't want to die. Bandits don't want to die. They will run. But in a video game, they just all fight. They're like, oh, it doesn't matter if I die. I'm just experience points. Like, even in this game where they bring a lot of life to all these NPCs and whatnot, like yeah, it's great. They bring a lot of life to NPCs, but it's still a video game, and it will follow that video game logic. They're never going to back down. They're always going to be the most aggressive form of whatever that NPC is, or enemy.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
You saved us. I wasn't sure we'd make it through.
Let me see.
I wish I had better, but this is all I have.
I'm sure it's great, buddy. And then I dyed my outfit last time, so it was a lot more pale, and now it's nice and red. And now we're like an all red party, very aesthetically pleasing. I feel like we're very matched up real good. Ocean dye. It's probably just blue. Blue would be a good one to make everyone's outfit blue. I'm liking the red though. He doesn't really have anything that I crazily want. So he's just a standard Warhammer. I have Faithbreaker. I think mine just has that additional thing of doing the like all in. It's like an all-in feature where you just like come down with like all your power. Like it's an absolute thing. Heavy crossbows are really good. I like them, using them in D&D. Just anyone that has them, they have great range. So like this game really tempers the range in, so 18 meters. In D&D, a heavy crossbow has 100 feet. Let me fact check these numbers. So 1 foot is 0.3 meters. So if we have 18 meters, that's 60 feet. In D&D, we have like 100 feet of range without disadvantage. You can shoot a heavy crossbow 400 feet at disadvantage. So that's the difference in like a video game. They made ranged combat really doable to where it could all fit on one screen. Trying to do ranged combat in D&D on one screen or one map is insane because the longbow goes up to 600 feet. The heavy crossbow does 400 feet because anyone shooting those, that's a playable character. That's one of your players is able. They're going to take the sharpshooter feat and ignore disadvantage. So they shoot at 400, no disadvantage. They're straight up snipers. They're shooting crazy distance.
May Tamora's luck twist your way.
Whereas in this, they've dampened
I miss
it
my
a lot,
forge.
which is great. I really like it. I really do. Because having that to be a really usable feature that doesn't feel broken is seen it done in a game. I'm like, I could do it in D&D. It's one of those inspiring combat things. Like, oh, I should utilize range more, especially when one of your players is Sentinel and he's been getting to just dominate combat the entire playthrough of that character, taken away from him for a little bit to give the other players at the table some highlights in combat is worthwhile. And it's not, don't give him anything to fight. The stuff he'll probably be dealing with a lot of the fodder, but that range is going to come down to the other two players at the table. Because like, if he can close the gap, then great, but it's going to be a challenge for him to close that gap to really take advantage of his Sentinel feat.
Like on the street. We did it.
Exactly.
Keeping distance is crucial. Movement's going to be crucial, and I really want to utilize that movement coming into my next D&D session, the same way I try to utilize movement in Baldur's Gate.
I'm your love.
Yes, you are. Now, stop squirming.
Seveler's such a good name.
And you do not stop.
We're ready to head to your camp. Are you?
Yeah, let's go.
Excellent. Lead the way.
You're handsome.
Have a drink.
I
I'm
have.
fine.
You're handsome.
Loosen up,
Excuse me?
Nicaragua.
No, an owlbear.
Toddlers are easier to please than you lot.
This music's baller. I need to find a soundtrack to this game to utilize. This is the type of stuff I like to play my acoustic guitar and like even like a classical guitar. This would be really fun to play. It's just got that very adventuring music. Look at all these people. So you do reach this point in the release and it's pretty cool. They highlight it. Is that because I clicked the thing? Okay. So if I click a little button,
It's a
it'll
bed
highlight
and a roof
everyone.
For me,
But
but
which
off
is
you
helpful,
go,
but like,
Master Ranger.
I don't know.
Without you? No.
I love you.
I love you.
Who's that? Will, what you doing, buddy? Dude, let's go talk to one of my favorites, Roland.
Patience? Have you no respect for showmanship?
Having performance issues, Roland.
Hush you, and
Behold!
Wait, what's that? I'll clap.
adoring applause? You're too kind.
Remember when he could barely cast that?
They grow up so fast.
Never have I met such troglodytes. Now, pass the wine.
All right. Hearts a quiver.
Alrighty.
Raised our bows.
Who's that?
None of that.
Oh, is that our boy that we helped show how to fight?
Think of it. No more caves, no more tents, no more running away. We'll be in a city with roads and markets and homes.
I'm really worried these people are going to make it to the city, but like the thought of
Your
them
mugs
just
as
going
sour as
into
this
a
ale.
home is just
We're
so
supposed to be
unlikely for how
celebrating.
many of them there are. Like they have
I'll
no
go bother
money,
someone else then.
no access, and I think people are just going to still be racist to them. The druids almost kicked them out. Druids are, I think, supposed to be fairly accepting. Like the thought that they're going to walk into Baldur's Gate and it's going to be great sounds the equivalent to when a bunch of immigrants came to the U.S. and they were like, "Oh, this is a land of opportunity," and then they wound up like in poverty in New York City. Like, Like, I think the tieflings are just going to get crapped on. But I hope for the best. Like, I want them to succeed, but I just don't see that they're going to get treated fairly. Because in almost every D&D world, tieflings are seen as
Sherry!
shady. Not
That's
well.
infernal for cheers. Or possibly turnip.
Because they're
Go
not
down
fiends,
and see the water.
even though
Let's
they
see.
know
It's
infernal,
all
but they're
government,
seen
isn't it?
as
Private.
untrustful
Two.
beings. So
So? Oh. Ah.
Beautiful night, don't you think? Nothing like a brush with destruction to make one appreciate the majesty of the celestial canvas. It's a view I would once have shared with my companion, though definitely unaccompanied by such revelry. She preferred it when we were alone, curled up before a crackling hearth with some ancient, esoteric tome between us, ink glinting in the firelight.
let's try and be supportive.
Oh, not everyone is comfortable being alone with their thoughts, though I never felt alone with a book in my hand, or with her for company. I speak of Tara, my Tressym, assistant, my constant companion through all the ills and tribulations my hubris has thrust upon me. She'd be most impressed by our efforts saving these tieflings. Proud, even. And I've given her little to be proud of recently, after I was afflicted with my condition and locked myself in my tower for an entire year. I was inconsolable, wallowing in my self-inflicted tragedy. I've given up on myself. But Tara never did. It was her encouragement, her research that led me to my treatment. Once we knew that magically infused items were the key, she went out to find them for me. She saved my life. After so long being cared for by someone else, it feels good to have repaid the favor. Not directly to Tara, but to these poor tieflings. I'm sure she would approve.
Poor cat. Like, Tressums they're a flying cat. They have wings. They're very, very cute. I'll actually pull up a picture because I think a Tressum is worth seeing what it actually looks like, because I used them in my D&D campaign and they are adorable. They're wonderful creatures and they're incredibly helpful. Like, they're super great and they're so goofy. Like, let me present Tressum. So let me move this over. That's the Tressum. Look at him. He's a cute boy, girl thing. But they have these wings. They're small. They fly around. You can utilize them. They can detect invisibility. Yeah, they basically work like a familiar. They can sense poison. They can't. They're not really made for attacking, but they're a great scout. They're great at keeping you protected. Um, particularly if they like you, and because they got great movement, 40 feet on all fours, 30 feet of climbing, 40 feet of flying. Um, and they're dexterous. They have a certain amount of wisdom. Their passive perception's 15, and obviously like a normal cat, they understand English, but they're phenomenal to have in the party and great to utilize. What is up, Brandon? What is up? So I just wanted to show them real quick the Tressum and the fact that Gale used a Tressum and it was brought up. I love them bringing up these D&D monsters even beyond just like the cool, like, oh, a red dragon. We got to see one. Really, really cool. But these that don't get spoken about, especially because this is straight from Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. That's D&D. That's Baldur's Gate. That's where a lot of this stuff comes alive, not necessarily from all these crazy monsters that you're going to fight, but also the ones that you utilize as your companions. I've had multiple campaigns that my players like to try and befriend a bunch of things. We have a basilisk in one. I would allow it. But we're back in the game. Um, ooh, so you can choose one of the normal forms for your familiar. I would think you could use right this second. Oh, I forgot to do the thing, didn't I? I totally did. I forgot to click it. Okay. Is there game audio now? I think I forgot to click the thing when I came back. So, um, I'm actually a nymph in disguise. Oh, mortal friends. I understand now. Interesting. Mute screen audio, unmute screen audio.
Oh, she'll love
Let's do
you.
that.
So long as you don't rub her belly. She hates it when anyone does that.
Hmm. Share audio. Share. Got it. Oh, I guess it did come back. My bad. There we go. Okay, I did this before and it popped up pretty quick last time. I'm gonna keep testing this thing. I clicked off the game, but let's see if this comes up. So I have a vote for dialogue option that came up. Do you have that? Like when I actually go to Twitch? And I was able to actually use it and it worked last time, so I don't know if it will work now, but I hope it does. It feels like a lot of stuff got improved. Maybe it was due to updating my drivers or something, but yeah. Maybe it's just for desktop. But look, I love Gale, by the way, but He's not the one I'm trying to romance. I want to romance Shadowheart. She's it. But Gale, he's like second pick. All of these are kind of seductive.
I assure you, were you to meet Tara, you would see the comparison for the flattery it is. But perhaps that's not a point worth labouring further. Suffice it to say, I think rather a lot of you. And there aren't many on this plane who I'd give such high praise.
I believe it. Oh! Being mentioned in the same breath as your pet isn't whatever. Yeah, we're gonna shut this down.
Right. Understood. You shall hear no more on the subject from me.
Thank you, Gale.
Consider this budding romance thoroughly nipped. Though I hope our friendship need not come to such an abrupt end.
Yes.
Go! Indulge in the frivolities. They're good for the heart. And mine will be all the lighter to see you enjoying yourself.
I got Big Dog right here. Let's look to these people.
Do devils even grow turnips? Can't all be souls.
Oh, I
and
did talk to him.
Flesh of the damned.
Over here. Halson. Halson's super cool. He's a
Go
menace.
on now. Don't waste a night like this talking to me. We'll discuss your problem tomorrow.
Immediately try to seduce him. Let's do 4. Feels good.
Later, perhaps. Don't worry about me. A night under the stars amidst nature's creation is just what I need after being locked up in the goblin's dungeon.
I think it
Go
is
on,
like
enjoy yourself. Seek out some wine before it runs dry. There are a lot of thirsty people around here.
he's got a great voice. Like the voice actors here are amazing. But you can still see some of the bugs, even though this is a full release of the game, to where
If you
like
don't do
when
anything
you're
you
in
like,
dialogue with
there's
another
always work
character,
for a
you
guard.
can't see the other
Who?
NPC drinking,
Going
but you'll
to
see the
sing at
flag.
Elfson Tavern.
If the owner has any sense, they'll hire you.
You have no idea how good it feels to see these people smiling. The singing we could probably do without, but even so, thank you.
Let's talk to the bard.
This might be the wine talking, but I'm feeling inspired. Thinking of writing my next song about you. But I need an angle. Any ideas?
Me shirtless. Have you seen this buddy?
Fitting.
Courage is good.
You're braver than half this camp combined. That deserves to be remembered.
I like how colorful they made her. Because sometimes I kind of get stuck imagining, especially like a lack of color in poor areas. Like it's hard for me to imagine, and D&D is always much more like a
You're
medieval setting,
handsome.
how much access they had to
I
dyes, but it was honestly dyes were a really big deal, especially like purples and why we associate a lot of them with royalty. So it makes sense. Let's talk to this dude.
You know, I never pictured myself as a hero. Never
Yes.
thought I'd be the one they'd toast for saving so many lives. And now that I'm here, I hate it. This is awful.
Such a rogue.
Enjoy myself. There's a worm in my brain. I'm surrounded by idiots, and all I've got to drink is wine that tastes like vinegar. That means I have to survive tonight. And this party. All I want is a little fun. Is that so much to ask?
Oh. I'm gonna leave.
That's a no to fun, then?
Hearts a quiver.
It's not consent if you're
Raise
that
a
drunk.
rose.
None of that poetic stuff.
Nor do I want to be a
Come
vampire.
lie, goblins swarmed, but
Dude,
we
I hope
prayed
Withers is enjoying
and
himself.
fried them all with a thunder wave.
Not this one, nor this one, and this one are less worthy still. Righting the balance. Beyond mortal realms, there doth exist an amalgamation of spirits akin
I
to
imagine
thine
she's a
own,
bard. She looks like a bard, but
ensnared by the
I don't.
treacherous cult of the Absolute, felled in its name. They bear great discontentment with their destiny. For a mere pittance of coin, I might summon the worthiest among them to lend aid to thy undertaking.
This is how they do it. This is how, if you want a specific class in your party, Withers will get them for you because he is in charge of the balance of souls and he can pull whichever soul has fallen and there's discontentment. That's how we get them to join the party. That's how we can get whatever class that we feel like we're missing and want on the party, but they won't have the origin stories like the origin characters. They won't have as much life, I think. But yeah, I think the
Most
chick was a bard.
willingly, forsooth.
I just don't think she's
Their
playable.
passions doth run deep for what hath been wrought upon them. Suspicion always haunts the guilty mind. My services are all that I can proffer thee. What thou wilt do with them is for thee to undertake.
Interesting. Let's talk about the hirelings. This
Very
is very
well.
interesting. So I can recruit her for 100 gold. Cheap.
Impossible. Thy party is full.
You're such a hater, dude. I just want to see my options.
How about
Let's see Will. Will's getting a bit buzzed.
and
Yeah, hells. I was hoping you wouldn't notice I was gone.
Yeah, you all good?
Yeah. I'm deeply proud of you. A touch less so of myself. In truth, I don't feel in a festive mood, and I didn't want to cast a grey cloud over the night. These people are still in danger.
Yeah.
Karlach, the creature from hell, will still threaten them, as will 1,000 other perils. They aren't ready to get on the road on their own.
I'm a big proponent of
You're
hope.
good at it. You've given me some just by being here. But off with you. This is your day. Have a dance. Enjoy the music. Some time alone beneath the stars, and I'll be back to my old self. Promise. Still, it's a night to remember. You've made sure of that.
I think this is where like the rogue is very off-putting because he's just miserable and he's complaining a lot. Whereas like when a character's being legitimately like solemn and maybe it puts some intrigue into like he actually cares about these people, that's like a different kind of moment. Like these charismatic characters aren't all chipper all the time. And it's nice to have those solemn moments where it's like, this is still dangerous. This is still an adventure. We are still trying to, even for all the evil we push back, there's still more evil along the way that we're trying to keep away from a lot of these people. Like, look, 8 hit points. They're civilians in all aspects. Like they're what
Spilled
we
my
would be in a
pint.
D&D world, like 1 hit
Now
point.
you need it.
Um, maybe she is playable with 20 HP for a bard. That looks playable. Yeah, I like those solemn moments. They kind of bring some more depth to a character, especially a bard that has given so much of himself away to be given gifts to try and protect people. That's it makes sense that he might be a little more solemn if he feels like the job is not yet done.
I have seen the Kithraki tear a screaming Neogi's legs from its belly to fashion into blades, yet they could not match your nerve today. It was enough to drive me to madness. A pity for us both you've turned your back on me so often. Vlaakith demands of me no less. If only you'd earned the right to lay at my side. Come morning, you will wonder. You will wonder how my lips might have tasted, how my fingers on your skin might have felt. Oh, but do enjoy yourself this night. I intend to myself.
All right. She's very aggressive in everything she does.
Hope you're enjoying the night, hero. I certainly am. Cheers to many more like this.
I was wondering if the lady that we stopped from shooting the goblin was here and we could speak to her. There's our boy. Let's go talk to Icaron.
Look at them all. Guzzling poison like we've the right to be happy. Not everyone. We lost people, and it's like they don't even care. But I care. And I won't drink myself into a stupor to change that.
That's fairly noble. I can respect that if he wants to do that. I'm not a fan of just like, go get drunk. Like, if you, like, it's been hard,
Spilled my pint.
particularly
Now
for
why
the
you need
tieflings. Wait. Before, we gotta end on Shadowheart. Look at this dude. This little thief. Little schmuck. I love him.
You came through for us. That's a change from most adults I know. And
Boom.
that sounds like the wine drowning your wits.
I've had nothing to
Go
drink.
on, enjoy yourself. I've squirreled away a few extra bottles. When the barrel's tapped out, I'll be there to save the night. For a price, of course.
I think it'll be cool if we go through this and we get to see him more frequently. And it's like, if we can be on his good side, he's like found information, like a good little urchin he is. He's like, oh, I got this. I can help you. That would be super fun. Okay, let's go talk to Shadowheart. Let's go put on all the charisma.
Everyone seems to be in high spirits. Strange. You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for?
Probably the refugees.
Exactly right. Never gave them much thought.
Certainly not that bunch in the grove. Yet we came through for them. We saved their lives. Odd.
Dude, Shadowheart. We're gonna get her. Even though, look, I say that without fully understanding that she's a Shar worshiper. I don't know how dangerous Shar is.
That's more easily said by some than others. But nobody's here to debate right from wrong. Share a bottle with me?
Absolutely.
We should wait a little while. Until the others have drifted off. Best not keep me waiting. I'd prefer not to entertain myself.
I'm going to bed so fast. Boom. Easiest moment of my life. To bed.
You made it. Come here. Sit with me. So eager. I'm surprised it took you this long. Well, to begin, I think a toast is in order. Any suggestions?
I drink to survival because that's really all
Very
we're doing in this
practical.
moment.
We could have toasted to that every night so far.
Exactly.
Here's to many more. Survival. Now tell me something about yourself. And no tadpoles, dragons, marauding goblins, or anything like that. Something about you.
I think Dragonborn is a good one. Speak of dedication to your clan above all else, a life of honor and duty that supersedes even blood. I could just leave. Thank you first. Dude. Got the Riz. What if I could use her guidance on my roll? That would be epic. Ooh. Brandon. That move. Guide us real quick. I need assistance.
Don't laugh, but I'm not quite sure I have anything to share. When you worship Shard, secrecy is everything. We'll sacrifice our own memories when ordered to. A lot of the little things, they're lost to me right now.
But her favorite flower is orchids. See?
I did.
Boom.
And you remembered.
This is why it's good to
You're
always
sweet.
talk to them.
There's still plenty of wine, and the whole night is ahead of us.
We should have brought another bottle of wine. Hey, Grace. Just on the rock.
Nearly light. The others will be awake soon.
Come here. No one can resist these lizard lips. Brandon, what's the option? Not 3. 1. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
What?
Charisma.
I know. But you're sweet to notice. Thank
Damn,
you for
the
last
confidence.
night.
I think 1 is still the option. More to come.
Me too.
She trails off. You read an invitation in her eyes.
This is the most important insight I've ever seen. I need to utilize insight like this. Bro, I'm a kisser. I'm the man. These lizard lips. The wide angle. We did it.
That didn't hurt, did it?
The audacity.
Good to know. For the future. Let's head back, if we must.
Highlights.
I trust you enjoyed your evening. After all your efforts, it was well deserved. It may be some time before you're afforded another such night. There is much to be done, and I promised I would help you however I could. I'm certain a cure for you can be found at Moonrise Towers, but it's complicated. The journey specifically, it's extremely perilous, though it seems you're well accustomed to navigating danger.
I suppose it was too much to hope we were going to be cured here and now. To Moonrise, then.
Wait.
Yeah,
There's more
you
you
can
need to
have
know.
him in your party,
To
but I
get to
don't
the
know who I
towers,
want to take out of the
you'll
party.
need to pass through a terrible place. A
Like,
cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls.
well, when we found him, he broke out of the goblin dungeon. So we killed the leaders in the goblin camp, and we found where they had kept him. And he killed, I think, like 3 wargs and 8 goblins. And because he he turned himself into a bear and just went to town, and then just walked back to the cove, his alcove, and freaking stopped the rite that they were doing to kick out the tieflings, and just said, "Get your shit together," and demoted the lady that wanted to harm a child, and said, "You're out. You're back at beginner level." He goes, "You got to relearn how to be a druid," and just went back to work. Yeah, I think he is. Like, he comes off Moon Druid-esque. I do too. He's a really cool character. I might take Will out. Like, Will's cool, but I think having a druid would honestly be better than a warlock, because we already have a lot of charisma in the party. Druid, wizard, paladin. That's what I'm thinking, because the warlock is not doing a whole lot. Like, he's super fun to play, but like, the druid has a lot more to offer.
You're half right. You have to get to Moonrise, but you still have a choice of how to get there. You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the Shadow Curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in the ruined Temple of Selûne. It leads to Moonrise Towers through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there.
Yeah, we found
before
that.
rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers.
Dark Justiciars. Must see for myself.
Aridon and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers. and maybe even bypass the worst of the Shadow Curse. Already? If only I'd gone with you instead of Aradin.
Yeah,
I would
Aradin's
like
a
to join
chump.
your camp, if you'll allow me. I can offer my skills, my counsel. I've long sought to return to Moonrise Towers. It seems our fates have aligned.
Yeah, why didn't you leave with that? Now, it is interesting. We do need to keep in mind that he said return to Moonrise Towers, which would mean he's been there. Why was he there?
Unfinished business, and a lifetime of regret to repair. I helped overthrow Ketheric Thorm and his dark
He is
justiciars
given
years ago, but I failed to prevent him from unleashing darkness across the region before he was defeated. I
Grace
spent
is
years
upset.
researching the curse, trying to put an end to it. Nothing has worked. Yet, if I can join you and get close to Moonrise, perhaps I can lift this curse. Same as you may find a cure for your infection.
Let's go then.
May Sylvanas guide us.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the devil Karlach. The coast is in danger for as long as she's loosed on it. We need to find her and kill her.
So I think I will release Will, but I do want to fulfill the Karlach part of his story because like he's been great and I like Will. And I'd rather put Halson in the party because Halson is dope. But I do, and I think it will be nice to have that contention of like Halson obviously just said he went out of his way to defeat Dark Justiciars. Yeah, and Halson said he defeated these Dark Justiciars of Shar, and Shadowheart is a Shar worshipper. So we'll see how they interact in the party. Because right now, like, Shar is seen as, like, evil by many people, but, like, Shadowheart's coming off as a very, like, good character in many ways. Maybe a little cold and analytical, but a good character. But yeah, the side quests are very big. They're very good.
Oakfather's blessings to you.
Okay, I gotta go get Grace. She's losing it. I am back. Um, I'm not asking this one because I've already put that together. Do you know how the shadow curse can be stopped? Do you know how the shadow... Seems like you feel responsible.
Hopefully. I've chosen a successor as first druid, Francesca of the High Forest. I sent a bird to summon her.
Oh, great.
Precisely. Who indeed? You do not know, and neither do any of the others. The Grove needs to move beyond the mistakes of the past. What it needs is an unknown quantity. An outsider who can enforce the Oakfather's teachings without bias. This is why I chose Francesca. She will restore simplicity and purity to the Grove in my absence.
I like how logical he is.
Indeed. I studied one up close. Closer than most would care to be to those things. A drow attacked me and I defended myself. Afterwards, I was able to examine the tadpole that emerged. Hideous, but fascinating. Like nothing else in nature, I'm glad to say. Precious little. But I'm quite certain it can still be found. Perhaps. But we'll need to get closer before I can put my theory into practice. Put it from your mind for now. Once we near the curse, then there will be more to be said. Miss it? Oh dear, no. It's a terrible burden. Takes you away from nature and forces you to deal with others' problems and personalities. Be wary of anyone who actually wants such a role, I say. Likely they don't understand it, or they have ill intent. I'm just glad to be out here amidst the Oakfather's creations. Wonderfully. If I'm honest, the Grove was too comfortable for my tastes. I felt removed from nature. I'll miss my books, but I can find all the wisdom they contain out here, firsthand.
That's true. I
Is that
stopped to read
so?
so many books.
Well, nature does abhor waste. I will keep watch, thank you. I had a feeling time in your company would prove fruitful.
Interesting.
There are few things that are too strong for me. And cast those regrets aside. You did not get caught up in the moment. You seized it. In other circumstances, I would have done the same. A bad impression. Impossible.
All right. Can I make him a part of the party? I'd really like to. Where's Will? Let's kick Will out real quick. We'll ask him back, but like, if we... Where are you, Will? You were all depressed last night. You're still over here? Come here, buddy. I know you're real depressed. But I may make it worse real quick.
The Blade of Frontiers at your calling.
Who's the reference?
He brings to mind a story. The Devil with the Silver Tongue. An old fairy tale my father read to me. The kind with A hero, a villain, and a moral. A farmer made a deal with the devil, so the story goes. In exchange for the farmer's dearest fruit, the devil granted him a bottomless coin purse. The farmer's dearest fruit, naturally, was no apple nor peach, but his beloved daughter. We can learn a lot from fairy tales. Don't you think?
You're literally a warlock. You did exactly what that story was telling you not to do.
Refuse him, no matter how tempting the offer, no matter how delicious the feast he lays out for you. The cost will be too great. That's because you still have hope. But when he becomes your last hope, remember this. He'll require of you only what you're least ready to part with, and then require more still. You might think you'd give up anything for a cure, but the devil won't take just anything. He'll take everything.
Interesting.
Are you sure? The blade stands at the ready. And just when things were warming up.
Look, I just gotta go test the thing real quick. Elson, best friend.
You wish to speak?
Darn it.
Well, there's hardly anyone left to share the responsibility with. Few who witnessed the fall of Moonrise still draw breath. What Ketheric Thorm unleashed is not something that nature can undo by itself. I must do what I can. I studied the Shadow Curse for years, but to truly understand it and stop it, I must reach its source.
Okay. I gotta Google real quick. Can join your party. He won't join until Act 2. So I have found out. Halson will not join the party until I think the second act of the game. We can't actually get him to join. So we're gonna keep Will for now. Let's go get him. On that out. Unfortunate. He'll stay in our party and like at camp and we can talk to him, but he will not be able to be a member of the group until later. But we could see if we could get a druid from Withers, because I would honestly like to have a druid. Yeah.
Fate spins along as it should. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection instead?
All right, Brandon, let's make a min-maxed druid.
Very well. Choose.
What are my options, boy? And, oh, these are all people that have actually died. That's very cool. A barbarian. A bard. We're not bringing a saloon cleric. Absolutely not. Druid. A ranger, not a ranger. Ah. That's very cool. I think they have one of every class, probably. So they are more than just like druid and a wizard. So I'm going to get a druid for the party. Danton was a refined druid and rearer of peacocks, to say less, until he thought transforming into one would help him escape absolutist marauders. He was wrong. That's fair. A Mephistopheles tiefling. Because I'm curious to see if he has his own side quests. Hey, best friend.
This vessel is at thine disposal. Do what thou wilt.
Look at his eyes. That's from Withers.
This soul remembers its invective, but remembers not its tongue.
Though spoken with a different voice, you recognize the eloquent drawl of Withers, the wraith that summoned the hireling.
They are but echoes. They recall not a manner of speech. Thus I lent them my rhetoric. To speak thusly takes little of my effort. Besides, what better use is there of time than discourse?
You're so right, Withers. Now we have Withers in the party. I like Withers. Let's get back to
This
it.
soul awaits thy command.
He died as a peacock. Can we turn back into a peacock? All right, let's min-max this druid. I think he's gonna go all the way up to. We can level him up to level 4 because that's where we are at. Wild shaped cat, wolf, spider, badger. Wild shape of beast. Just a beast. 20 hit points as a spider. Actually kind of nice. Natural recovery. Replenish expended spell slots while out of combat. Natural recovery. That's a very cool druid thing. I like that they added that. I don't know of that existing in the other ones. So we have the subclass Circle of Land. We're going to have to look at the other subclass options. I think we got to go Moon Druid. They put in Circle of Spores. That's quite interesting. It's a land thing? Okay. I don't think we're going to do Circle of Land. I think we should go Circle of Moon. That's like optimal. Because then we can do bear. We can turn into a bear. Lunar Mend. Expend spell slots to regain hit points while in wild shape. Very cool. Massive creatures and primal elementals. I don't know what levels we're going to go to, but I think we're going to go pretty high at some point. You think Moon's good to stick with even if we reach like level 15? This game's huge. Like we're in Act 1. Like I put over 100 hours in Act 1. I'm going to hopefully not do that for the stream. I'll try and be somewhat efficient, but like so we have Spores, Land, and Moon. Which one do you think we should go with? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Spore is very cool, but the moon just feels versatile. Like, um, Entangle's just a good spell. What is that? Goodberry? Necessary. Fairy Fire is really good. Hmm. We may just keep it because a lot of these other ones I would pull out for more social stuff, right? Like speak with animals, animal friendship, charm person, and as a druid, we can just kind of whip those out during our resting period when we're not in combat. But the rest of these for combat, I would keep. I may give him healing word because it's just a good one to have. I don't feel the need to take Thunderwave. I'm happy with Ice Spike. Yes, yeah. So like, I like the thought of having Fairy Fire. I like Entangle. Because I have an Evocation Wizard. He's the very aggressive spellcaster, damage output spellcaster. The Cleric is a Cleric. And then I'm a Paladin. So we're all kind of more heavy hitters. So having someone that can do some better battlefield control, like having stuff like Entangle and Fairy Fire, seems very nice. Because that's what I'm missing on the battlefield, is giving stuff that helps us hit, helps put the target at disadvantage and stuff like that, but still keeping healing word. Because even Ice Knife I like to have, because I found out it leaves an icy surface, so the enemy may fall prone trying to walk out of Ice Knife, which is really nice, and it has good damage. Yeah, exactly. I'm not too worried about the druid dying. And then once we're like, we get to a certain point, we're gonna replace this dude with Halson. Yep, perfect. We have level 2 spells. We can make a flame blade? What the heck? Heat metal's so good. Spike growth. 100 last 100 turns, holy crap. Moonbeam. Brandon, Moonbeam. Remember when you guys made the ultimate Moonbeam? It doesn't quite seem like it. I don't see it unless I'm ambushing. I would rather take heat metal and Moonbeam. Oh, I got this is from my race, Legacy of Cania. Burning Hands. So Cania is actually that circle is like the 6th circle of the 9 hells. It's the 6th level and it's actually cold. It's incredibly cold. But there's these towers in there which create the actual symbol for Cania, and the fiend that rules that layer. Yeah, Cania, I if I remember correctly, it's icy, but it's got these towers, and he blesses those that follow him with burning hands and these fire spells that he's developed over time, like imperfected. And that's a big part of his thing, is he's got these 3 towers in there which make the trident. So yeah, there's quite a few. bark skin would just be nice. It just sucks that it's concentration. It's not like mage armor. But I think the druid can actually wear certain. I think it's proficient in some armors, like light armor and stuff. Moonbeam for sure. Medium or light, perfect, even better. Yeah, perfect. And we have another person with dark vision, which honestly is so great. Having a bunch of humans sucks. Ooh, yeah. I'm honestly going to replace Ice Knife. Let's do Enhance Ability and put that up there. Because I think this kind of gets us what we want. And we're going to level up a couple more times, so we get a couple more spell slots, I think. Made it to level 3. We got a cantrip. Now we can turn into a dire raven. That's a cool animal. And a deep broth. The deep broth. Such a good animal. A new feat is available. So let's look at cantrips. Yeah. Well, I need to see his ability scores. Our wisdom is a 17. Is there a feat I can take that will increase our wisdom? I would just like to get it to an 18. Yeah, that's the thing. I think I do. We got 31 hit points so far, which is really awesome. Spell Sniper in this is not nearly as good. They changed it. Skilled would be cool. You gain proficiency in 3 skills of your choice. Nah. Forecaster, Weapon Master, Tough. Yeah. So yeah, so when I hover over it, shows I get a +5 to saving throws, +3 from wisdom, +2 due to proficiency. I love the mobile feat too. It might be worth. Ooh. They did give you the luck. Lucky is still in here. I'm not taking Lucky. I'm too proud to take Lucky. I think we could try mobile. Like, we'll just have to play it out because this is a point of like, well, is the same thing that is good in actual D&D the table good in the game? And it's worth knowing, you know. Because I feel like in this game, we actually have a lot less movement. We have a We have no movement, really. We don't move hardly at all. Like, yeah, sucks. It's okay. Let's do mobile. Thank you, Brandon. I like the selection of druid subclasses, but I wish there were more druid subclasses. Like, because there's so many, especially if they just put all the circles. But this one's good. Let's give him some potions. I should probably take, yeah, you got way too many potions. Split that junk. You got 6 and a greater healing? Good lord. So we have a druid. Look, that's his underwear. So what leather armor do we have any other leather armor? What's in there? Rum? Hell yeah. I got a text. Ah. So do we have any other? We'll have to buy him some better armor. We have the means to do so. But let's go leave camp. No, we're fully restored. Can we leave camp? Who are we talking to? Oh, Shadowheart. Who we wooed.
All's well, I hope. No. I just wanted to see how you felt after the night we spent together. When we talked and kissed.
She's so awkward. Doing one.
I hope so too. Though I'm not sure what kind of courtship will be afforded, given all that we're facing.
It's going to be a
But
very
if you want to
exciting
see where this
courtship.
goes, I do as well.
A win. Let's wait. I just want to move forward a little bit more. Like, I've done a lot of just talking to NPCs. It's probably not like... I don't remember this being here. Let us actually head off and do some adventuring for the next hour. Especially because we got this new druid on our team. So there's Karlak. So let's see if we can hunt down Karlak. That's what I want to do. How do we get there is the question. Let's walk. Yes, I can. Hush your mouth. I can get there. We actually have a blue tiefling. He's like really blue. Why will this door not open? Did it open now? Okay. Got that thing locked down tight. Do we have an explored up here? This thing where I'm like, this map is so huge. But you can see on the map, I just took like direct paths to our goals. I was like, oh, here, straight to the Grove. Oh, here, straight to the Goblin Camp. And there's still here and that and this. And Lord knows, I think this is just ocean, thankfully. Can't go there, but even, I don't know. There's so much. Yeah, so I did make it to the Underdark. I just haven't explored it yet because that's a whole other map. Like, this is one map we're on right now in Act 1. The Underdark is a second map, and it's honestly just as big. It's very big. It's a lot to explore. Like, we'll probably be in Act 1 for a really long time. Just due to the fact of how much there is to explore, and I sit and talk to NPCs for way too long, and I want to interact with everyone and all the things here. Like,
My faith will guide me.
get over there.
That might be worth a look.
At the back of the crevice lies a bag enfolded in the chitinous squabbling of spiders. A shiny gold coin pokes from its mouth.
I 100% feel like this is a mimic. Guidance yourself.
The creatures clutch the pouch possessively. You have no doubt a spider egg is nestled within.
Do I even want this? I really want to animal handling it because that seems fun. +4 to wisdom. Holy crap. Oh, damn. I should have went with the more optimal choice, but
The spiders skitter about, more nervous than before.
look at her hand. What poked her hand? All right, sleight of hand. It's still a 15. They're both just as difficult. Ooh. God, that time though. And this is a good idea of like, you fail one check, having another check for stuff that you don't need, but it's like, oh, you want the pouch. One failed check goes, well, you could try nature. Can you like be the Pied Piper to spiders? Or you can do sleight of hand. And if you fail one, you can still do the other one. But it may make it more difficult.
Something clinks among the coins.
Nice. And we got a spider egg sack. Awesome. I need to get rid of that and use... I'd rather this in case a target with fairy fire if you miss. That's really good. Cool, I think we've found what we wanted up
No
here.
one back home will ever believe this.
Ooh. I'm gonna take that for myself. How many of those bad boys I got? 10? Probably. How many does Gale have? Gale's only got 4. Gale needs help. I didn't even search the skeleton. Clown. No, I'm keeping the Beastmaster chain. Excuse me.
Moving in.
Oh, there's a chest up there. I didn't even see the chest. Hey, you two. Thank you for hopping on. I really appreciate it. Plant.
Always room
I
for
want
more?
that plant. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Cool. Here's the rest of my party. Okay, let's keep on walking. Walk it out, walk it. Bum, 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 bum.
What's hiding here?
I never searched him. Oh my gosh, I never searched him. I don't need that. Can't believe that. Hmm. That's suspicious. Hmm.
An empty mind flare vessel. If its occupant survived, then nowhere to be seen.
Owlbear tracks. Its
Ooh.
nest must be nearby.
Go to the owlbear.
That stench. Dead owlbear prey, no doubt.
There's an egg. Oh, that's an owlbear. Oh, it's a little baby. Just a baby.
You feel the quake of its heavy footsteps before you see it. An owlbear, its beaked face looming out of the darkness.
I love how the owlbear looks. Creature gains advantage. What is this from? Oh, it's from Dawn. That's so funny. Oh, is that enhanceability? Let's roll. Nice.
The owlbear's one good eye flicks away for a moment. You follow its glance. and see an owlbear cub. The owlbear stares, then sharply inhales your scent. It sits back, its eyes still fixed on you. A silent ultimatum. You can leave now, or step closer and die.
We'll just back it up. Just a cute. They're so cute. There's an egg. Let's check out that, because we can get to that.
A Seluna statue in a stinking cave. Hardly a place of honor, even for the likes of her.
Very cool. I want that.
There's magic keeping this chest sealed. I can feel its aura.
Cool. This is worth reading. An ancient tome detailing how Saloon came into being along with her sister Shar. The silver radiant Saloon and the dark alluring Shar complemented each other and brought an orderly distinction between light and dark in the universe. Anything magically sealed is going to hurt me. You know this from D&D.
That's curious.
Ooh. A prayer.
Just an old prayer.
So I just know how this works too. This was in the pre-release as always, and this is actually really cool how this works. So you can examine it and be like, oh, a protective shield surrounds the chest, dealing 4 to 24 radiant damage to any heretics that touch it. That's basically anyone that's not a follower of Saloon, I believe. Because even though it's resistant to bludgeoning, if you hit it, it will hit back. And it has a medium toughness. It's strong. But if you read the thing, wherever I put it, Saloon Prayer, read. It's Acolyte, her gift of silver. Shadowheart is inspired.
You should leave it, or even destroy it if possible. This rubbish is an offering to Seluna. At best, it's worthless. At worst, who knows? Could be cursed. Trifling with that moon witch will only bring you trouble. Shar's guidance is clear.
Look, we're a simp. We're trying to romance her. We'll leave it.
It does. Thank you.
Did she get inspired twice? So it's worth looking. He used a second. Enhance ability is a second level spell slot. He used enhance ability. That's what that was. I understand now why that's so helpful. That's a poop bucket for sure.
Another step forward.
Oops.
Here goes nothing.
So I think we will leave off there. We found the owlbear. We did that. We had our celebration of our victory. We found this saloon. I don't know. Shrine. We romanced Shadowheart. Blanked on the name. Don't know why. Romance Shadowheart. Like it was pretty good. And then we will follow up coming back. We're going to still chase down. The Bladed Frontiers. We need to find Karlach. That would be really nice. And then we're going to travel through the Underdark. We're not going to take the mountain pass. I would rather go through the Underdark. There's a lot to offer there. It's very cool to see. And there's a little bit of like, I have an idea of what's down there. So it's kind of like the devil, you know. But other than that, thanks for coming to the stream. Thanks for watching. And again, just to reiterate, we are finding Karlach and kill Karlach, and then we will go to the Underdark in next session.